This video explores the concepts behind a proposal for needed amendments to the choreographic copyright laws. No longer an incomplete commodity, dances can now be bought in virtual online markets to be performed by avatars to communicate and experience the worlds of online gaming. This proposal will suggest a new set of protocols for protecting the reproduction of choreography in digital bodies, especially when sold for cash value. This proposal will demand that the use of dances too short to be protected under current copyright laws be included when being reproduced as code. This proposal will not attempt to change the laws concerning social dances being reproduced by real bodies, as it's important to highlight that coded dances are a product of labour, which requires compensation or accreditation. This video is not the proposal, but rather an exploration of the dancing body as a commodity.
Tonight, I'm going out dancing. The club is an hour's journey from me, one train and a bus. I don't like getting dressed up. It is more important that I am comfortable. I must not forget my phone and my earphones. I will need them for the long journey. Currently, I'm listening to the Red Dead Redemption soundtrack. It's a weird choice, but I like to replace the ceiling of the train with open blue skies and a light breeze. For a moment, I go someplace else. I do my favorite dance. I like to do it in slow motion, as I like the way my hair moves. I am not myself here, but I can see myself having fun. I take out my earphones when I get to the club. It's noisy and quiet at the same time. I can no longer see myself. I feel heavy and tired. I'm not sure why I came here, or what I'm supposed to do in this space. What if our bodies could exist in imaginary spaces? Could they be separated from our physicality? The iPod commercial proposes this space and body. The iPod is a digital device which allows your body to transcend into a non-space. You're both dancing and still at the same time. Whose body is it? Your own? Or is it the body of another? This body isn't necessarily real, but the experience is. It is even more fleeting than moments of real dancing, but also can be perfectly repeated over and over again in your mind.
It's important to address the notion of property, as it's central to this work. Property is something of ownership, a possession. It's transferable and therefore able to exist separately from its creator or manufacturer. For property to be transferable, it must be materialized to a certain extent. This materialization takes the form of a product. If creative expression is the product, it must exist in a material form. A score, a book, a script, a record. Regardless of whether we're looking at the product of mass production or creative expression, it's clear that the labour can be estranged from the product. But what happens when the labour is the product? The act of dancing is both product and service. For it to become a product, it always requires the service of dancing. In this sense, it can never be a fully materialized commodity. Let's return to the notion of disembodiment. But not this one. With the aid of media, dance can exist on the screens of our phones. It's able to exist in some way as a material object. Here we are not dancing, but possessing and consuming it. To experience dance, we no longer have to rely on attending a performance or a party. It's always at our disposal, an arm's reach from our pocket or bag, not in a body. But this is not dance in its fully digitized form. Motion capture technology allows for human movement to be recorded for the use of moving image and video games. This technology is used to make characters more believable, as the dynamics of human movement are difficult to recreate without a body. By using motion capture, a record can now be created. This is the separation of labour and product that can allow creative expression to become a form of transferable property. If the creator of a work is illiterate in the technology and economy that allows it to become a form of property, this can create a complicated relationship between author and product. There's a lot to be said about the battlefield as a place to express oneself. The battlefield in this sense is the setting of a game, and the expression is a series of coded gestures. Gaming companies own these emotes and sell them for in-game currency, which is purchased with real-life currency. This is how games like Fortnite make their profit. It's through the various add-ons that allow a player to personalise and customise their avatar. The dances, therefore, become an item for ownership, the emote menu acting as one's pocket or bag. The choreographic material is not created by the game, however. The first versions of the game saw dances copied from internet, TV and music video sensations. Fortnite's developers were taken to court by dancers, musicians and actors for the use and renaming of their work. The dancers lost their cases. For some, it was because they didn't register their work for copyright beforehand. For others, it's because the phrases were too short. After these court cases, Fortnite adopted new modes of generating choreography. Instead of working alongside choreographers or dance makers, they used social media sites like YouTube and TikTok as sites of production. They did this by using the dance challenge phenomenon popularised on TikTok. Winners were awarded their dance turned into an emote, as well as in-game currency, which cannot be exchanged into real-life currency. It's here that the choreographer became the labourer as opposed to the artist, alienated from the products they create. Dance challenges become assembly lines for products that allow people to express themselves on the battlefield. In the age of surveillance capitalism, our personal actions and activities are being flipped for profit for the benefit of someone else. We've become increasingly alienated from the products of our labour, and at times are unable to recognise these actions as labour. With a long history of dancers fighting for authorship and protection of their work, Gaming companies have beat them to it by successfully turning our dances into products. It could be helpful for us to begin to consider our actions as property, as the digital realm can seem just as ephemeral as the moving body. A Google search can be as fleeting as a flick of the wrist, but put together they become a product which can be sold.